Hello and welcome, I am Ludzy, and I'm bringing you something that's been much needed, because the last one was way too long ago for it to be applicable nowadays. I'm bringing you somewhat of a review, somewhat of how to get started on Ghost Recon Online. Doing this in hopes that it will help with the Steam launch in a couple of months, and considering it's in just a couple of weeks, I will have been playing this game for 1 year. Woohoo! I thought I'd be one of the more insightful people to do it with, and I just thought, why not do it? So, this is Ghost Recon Online. This is when you first enter. This is what you actually know. This is what you're going to see. You're going to have the option between three classes: Assault, Specialist, and Recon. All of them have different abilities, all of them have different weapons. It's all up to personal preference. For Assault, this is one of the most popular classes because it's the most tanky, because its armor is heavy. And then you get GI weaponry for Assault would be an assault rifle and a shotgun, and you can tier up later on throughout the game. This device are Blitz, which is pretty much you run up and you can knock people down with a shield that's originally on your back. Or you have Heat, which is a suppressive device, and you are able to heat enemies. It does cause damage, and one of the best pushing methods. You also have Squad Support of Harden, which grants you and nearby allies extra armor, and Regen, which gives you bonus regen. Then there's Specialist, which is in between the Assault and Recon in terms of armor, with base health of 120. I should mention Assault's base health is 140, Specialist is 120, Recon is 100. Specialist, its armor is medium because it's 120. It has LMGs and shotguns like the Assault. And its devices are Aegis, which is a bubble, more commonly referred to as bubble in game. And it deflects bullets and anything around it pretty much. You can pop it by shooting bullets in it. That's one thing that you're going to need to know when you get in game. So the Blackout, which is a portable EMP that your character wears on its back. I'm going to show you that quickly. That's what it looks like. All of them have different styles on their back. And this is my personal favorite ability, just because I'm able to go in, pull that, and what it does is it gets rid of all other devices, such as Blitz and Heat for Assault, Oracle Cloak for Recon, Aegis Blackout for Specialist on the enemy team. So this is pretty much the ultimate counter to all abilities. It's also the Squad Support of Ammo Supply, grants nearby allies ammo and device recharge, which recharges your devices faster. I'll get into that a little bit later. Finally, there's Recon, which it's the weakest class because it's a sniper class, not meant to be hit. You're supposed to try to stay back. This is more for an attacking class, this is a suppressive, keeping your position, and this is for cover fire. You have the sniper rifle, which is granted for a Recon class, and then you have an SMG. This is if you want to start pushing with the Recon. You have the Oracle device, and what this device allows you to do, this is pretty much a legal wall hack. As you use your Oracle, it starts pinging, is what it's called to in game, and it sends out little kind of a wave, it almost looks like, effect. And when it runs over an enemy, it's going to show you where they are, in their position, and how they're standing, and all that, so you know where to hit their head. There's also Cloak, and that's pretty straightforward, you're hidden. This is not perfect, though. A lot of people, when they first start, think Cloak, it's flawless, you're not going to see a thing. No. It is possible to get to seen. If you have Tier 1, it's actually fairly easy to get seen, at least I've noticed. So don't think for a second that's going to be perfect and you're going to get flanked constantly. Especially with these abilities. There's the vector detector. It'll tell if someone's sprinting within, I believe, the first one is 8 meters, the second one's 15 meters. And then gunshot detector detects gunshots. So let's start, actually no, let's look at Assault, because that's what most people do. So you have a bunch of different weapons, because I played this game again for a year. So you start off with the shotgun. You start off with a sight on it. And this gun is fairly good. Recommend if you like shotguns for early game. And then the M27, all these GI weapons, you can tell because I say GI at the end of it, which means general issue. This one is decent. It's probably, again, the most popular one that you use when you first start the game. This is the sight that originally comes with it. For pistols are pistols. You don't really need to worry about it too much unless you're a Recon, because most of the time you'll be using your primary. And then you have the armor slot and your headgear, and then your devices. I'll get into like the more specifics of all these later. You have your squad support and your grenades. So we're going to look into the assault rifles now. So this is the store, pretty straightforward. It tells you what you can get and like mini tiers inside of it. So here are all the assault rifles. You can get these ones you can get at any time in the game. Currently there is a Christmas sale going on, so they are all 50% off. This is not the actual prices. When you get into game, this will be 47,000 RP, which is a lot. So these are all the assault rifles. You can check through tier. I'll get into that a little bit later as well. You can see which ones you want. You can look at their stats. You can see this one's a lot better than the GI weapon. So it is considered a buff. However, the GI weapon is still usable. There's very few times when the GI weapon is considered useless. You can use all of them, technically, as long as you want. However, you will get outgunned in many situations. So all the shotguns, again, all half off because of Christmas sale. There's also different variants, if you haven't noticed. There's plain, there's a C variant, which is close quarters, SV sniper variant, long range, SP suppression, SD for stealth, and I think that's all of it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 5. And that's, so there's different shotguns. You're going to be able to use them all. You're going to need to get at least one of each tier at some point, because what's called the tier system. Tier system is when you first start, you have tier 1 GI weapons. There's a little square with a Roman numeral 1 on it. As soon as you go into the weapons, you can see that these all have 1. Then you get to these. I really wish that didn't pop up. You get these which have the 2. So you have the option to buy these because you have tier 1. However, since you only have tier 1, you do not have the option to buy tier 3. Tier 3 is the tier above tier 2. Pretty straightforward. You cannot buy this until you have tier 2, the tier below it. Same all the way up. If you want to get a tier 6 weapon for the assault rifles AR-21, you have to get the tier 5 ACR beforehand. Doesn't matter which one. As soon as you get one, that tier is unlocked for assault rifle, which allows you to proceed to the next tier assault rifle, and so on and so forth. This is not transition between classes. I have different shotguns, so this allows me to unlock all of them. However, I have pretty much one of each variant. I did sell a couple, but for the most part. Here you can see I do not have the PX4 or a tier 7 pistol, which means I cannot buy the 45T, the tier 8 pistol. This is the one exception for me, I believe, is the pistols. However, I do have the tier 6 Red Hawk, which allows me to buy the tier 7 PX4. I don't plan on doing it anytime soon because pistols, especially on the assault, are more of an accessory, not really very important. The shotguns, I've already gone through it. These are all pellet-based system, not slug-based system like some games have. Like I know the only one that I can think of off the top of my head would be Call of Duty. One of the guns, I believe it was like, I don't know the name of it, but KSG. It was a slug-based in Black Ops 2, I believe. So for those of you transitioning, none of it's like that. It's more of a shell-based system. I can now show you in the firing range. This is just the KVS-12 SV. It's just the thing that I was over. As you can see, every shot has, I believe, is 8 markers for each pellet. I believe there's 8 pellets. Might be 7, might be 6. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really gone to look into it because I haven't felt the need to. But as you can see, each do individual damage. That total, assuming you get perfect, no headshot, no crits, a total damage of 128. This is before mitigation. I'll get into that later as well. In addition to the tier system, there's also crit chance. You can see here that I have crit chance 6 out of 8 for assault rifle, 4 out of 8 for shotgun, and 2 out of 6 for pistol. How you get increase in your crit chance is to buy the next tier up. I currently have my highest tier of tier 8 assault rifle, tier 8 shotgun, and tier 6 pistol. So right now, that's the highest I can get is crit chance. Crit chance is all dependent on the gun. I believe that assault rifle, it's 6 to 21 for me currently because I'm level 6. 4 to 4 for shotgun, and 2 to something for pistol. I'm not really too concerned about that. As I said before, they're not really useful in many situations, although they're fun to use. So, that's that. Now here's one of the most controversial things for me in the game would be the armor. As you can see, here is the GI armor. You're going to start out with this. It looks like this. Not too shabby. It's not a major issue currently in the game, because I currently have 2 extra slots because it's Heat Mark III. And there's different options for the slots. You can have for heat, wide emitter, focus array, and thermal pipes, all which are different things. Not too important, especially when you start early game. Figure out which will suit you when you get to that point. And then there's splits. I have this one, I'll explain in a second. Blitz Mark III again. What this does, it allows you to move super fast, and when you get to an enemy, you go boom, and you knock a guy over. They get to the ground, you can pull it up, and you can shoot them and kill them as they're on the ground, hopeless. One of the better abilities in the game, this also allows you to, why did I do that? This also counters heat. If you blitz someone over with heat, they are knocked down, and they no longer have their heat ability. I have this because it regens my ability faster, because I don't have it on either of these two. And in addition, if you'll notice when I enter the firing range, Blitz Shield covers my back. It's my little buddy. Covers my back. I'm a little turtle. They can't hit me from the back unless they aim for my feet or somehow manage to hit my head, which is very difficult. I find myself having to aim specifically for the legs when people are wearing the Blitz Shield on their back, because there's not much I can do other than that. Going on to specialists for abilities, we have the Aegis and Blackout. I currently have the Mark III Blackout with, and I believe it's wide emitter and something else, I forget the names. What it does is you charge it up. This one you have to charge up and wait, and there's the little red circle around me, and then I pull it, and it blacks out that area, EMPing everyone. No one has any abilities anymore. They lose all their ability. They cannot shoot for, I believe, let's see how long. It has a cooldown. All these have a cooldown. It lasts for 3.6 seconds. It has a radius of almost 15 meters. Stun for 4 seconds. And an activation time of 2.5 seconds. That's how long it takes to charge up. And the cooldown, all of them have... This just means how long in between you can use it. So as you can see, now it's down to nothing. And I have to wait 200 seconds for that little bar to reach that white line. And then you can see a little kind of timer in the top left to see how long it is. Going to the Aegis, I currently have Mark 1 just because I haven't felt the need to get Mark 3. Because it's not too much of an upgrade. I might get it later for cooling pipes and such. Which makes it cool down faster. What this says is you charge it up, you can run around and do everything you want while you use it. And then once you pull it, you start walking. However, you have this protection bubble around you, which you can shoot through. However, enemies cannot really shoot through. Like, you can try to pop the bubble. If you're an enemy, you can just shoot into the bubble. And what that does is it kind of destroys it a little bit faster, weakens it, and sometimes you can get a hit on them. That means it's starting to weaken, and then you can run and go back into cover. This one, it takes 200 seconds to cool down. I believe all of them do. It's duration of 22.2 seconds, kind of neat. Moving duration 16.7. Size of 3.5 meters, that's one of the upgrades. Activation time 4.4 seconds, and a durability of 50. Durability is how much it pops. We go to this, we have device recharge, which reduces the time that it needs to regen your device, so 20%. So if I'm wearing this, instead of this taking 200 seconds, it's going to take me 200 seconds minus 20% of that, so 40 seconds, resulting in a 160 second cooldown, which is a major advantage, especially when you're using that in combination with blackout, because your blackout can disable enemies. You can just repeat the cycle. One of my favorite things to do with blackout. There's also ammo supply, which I don't know why it doesn't work in the firing range, but let's say right now I'm reloading. Right now in the bomb right, you see I have a counter of 199 bullets. This has a maximum of 200. By now it would have regen that bullet probably 10 times over. It won't go above the maximum, so for this I would never have more than 200 bullets at a time, and I would just recharge. Personally, you only need Mark 1 because Mark 2 is almost useless because there's very few instances where you need to regen super fast ammo, so you don't really need to worry about that. Then we come to grenades. Oh wait, I still have to show you the Recon. That would be very bad. The Recon devices are Vector. Nope, I'm going to the wrong one. Oracle. Oracle, what it does is the effect it has kind of sends a little wave out. You can see it on the ground. And if I show you it on barriers, you're going to see it hit the barriers. And if it were to hit an enemy, say there was an enemy crouched here, looking something like this, you can kind of picture that as I do it over here. You'd see a little red outline. This is kind of their feet, knee, body, knee. You get to see their entire outline so you know when to come up on them, where they'd peek their head, etc., etc. Then you have cloak, also fairly straightforward. You press it, you become cloak. Notice there is little ripple effect. It's kind of hard to see since it's a firing range. But you can see like a little ripple effect along the edge. This is not perfect. That's what I have to emphasize. This is not a perfect device. People can still see that you are cloaked. Many noobs come in and they will find that they think they're flawless. I was one of those people. I had to teach myself that I'm not perfectly invisible. We have vector detector, which it allows you to see footsteps at a range of, I believe, 8 meters. So this one is definitely good for countering cloakers, because if they decide to sprint up on you, you can see them. This only works if they're sprinting. It will not work if they are just casually walking, or crouch walking, or for some reason proning and crawling. We also have gunshot detector, which at a range, I believe that this is 70 meters, so if someone was shooting from this distance or so, I would see a little red outline of them, a little red box outline of them, indicating that they shot from there. Same with the footstep detector, because that was kind of loud. I'm sorry for that. With the footstep detector, if they got close enough and they were sprinting, there'd be a little outline outside of them, indicating that they were there. You can go to Spectus. This is just one of the more common orders. We have all the LMGs and the well, I don't have all of them. I'm indicating that there's the LMGs and the shotguns. This is going to be the GI1. You're going to start off with a different sight. I don't know if I still have that sight. This is the sight that you're going to start off with. It's decent. It definitely clutters up the screen, and I would recommend purchasing on future guns a different one, just because it's a little bit better to have different sights. Then you come to the GI shotgun. I already showed you that one, so you don't need to worry about seeing that again. Pistols, armors, all that's the exact same. It just depends the guns now. For the Recon, you get the GI sniper and SMG. A lot of people are going to pick this when they first start because they have the ability to cloak at level 2. You gain that ability. You have the ability to cloak. A lot of people are going to choose this because it's a sniper, and lots of people are like, ooh, sniping, that sounds like a lot of fun. This gun's very weak, especially when you first start. Honestly, I would recommend when you first start using the Recon, I would definitely recommend using the SMG first, just because if it's a little bit more, it's a little bit easier to use when you first start. It is also very weak, but at least you can kill people in a faster time than the GI sniper, which sometimes you can't even kill assaults with when you first start. Also, very important thing with snipers is when you first start, if you'll notice right now, cannot accept that right now, I'm sorry. You'll notice I can one-shot this specialist in the head. That's the indicator for a specialist in the firing range. You can tell by the gun they're holding. However, if I go up to this assault, I shoot him in the head, he still is alive because he has 140 health. It does show how much damage it takes when you shoot them. Even the Recon, I can't one-shot body shots. So when you first start, this is going to be an immensely useful skill when you go throughout the game. Always, always, always aim for the head, because it weakens them a lot more. You're going to need it when you go later on into the game when you have better weapons. I'm going to show you my MSR. This is a tier 5 weapon, I believe. Yeah, tier 5. I'm still getting used to the new tier system because it used to be based off level. So you have the option to shoot them in the head, and you can see that I'm able to one-shot all of them in the head without inserts. However, if I go for a body shot on an assault, I can't kill him. If I go for a body shot on the specialist, I can't kill him. I can on the Recon, but in reality I just want to keep aiming for the head because it's a lot better to do in this game. So that's really all you need to know for the weapons in the firing range. Firing range, again, is just an area where you're able to test different stuff out. I think it's on my assault. Yep. So I have 2 grenades. These are my last 2. I got them from a box that I gained from in-game. I need to actually message that. Actually, yeah. So, going back into this, you have the grenades. And there's 2 different types of grenades. There's impact and timed. Timed, they take 4 seconds to go off, as you can see here. They take 4 seconds, and you're just going to throw them around. You get 2 per life. These are one of my least favorite things in the game because it's purely pay to get them. I personally do not like them. Also, in the firing range, if you test anything out, you can test it out. You can even test out new weapons you don't have. I can test out the 45T, which again I do not have. I can try it out in the firing range and see if I like it or not. So when you first start, that's all going to happen. We also have clans in this game. Clans, you go over here, you can see what clan you're in. I'm in the Kids Next Door clan. It's just a group of friends in real life. If you can't tell, Nick is one of the friends. It's been around for 91 days. I've been in for 6 days just because of an event that I helped a friend out with. And this is just a group of people that you will probably play with a lot more than other people in your fire teams. If you notice, Chris Immortal, one of my friends, he invited me to a fire team. I am now with him and Mike the Killer. And we're going to play all together. We're guaranteed to be on the same team. There's also daily challenges, solo challenges. Usually get 5 per day always, I believe. And you can choose which one you like. And then a different fire team challenge. This one's a fire team challenge. You do it with your fire team. And then daily win. If you win a round, you're going to get 200 RP guaranteed. They also have monthly events, which allows you to get the pay in currency, which you pay in-game for free by either getting, for this month it was 50 kill assists for 100 GC or 800,000 score per month, which is 150. This one's usually very easy to get, especially if you're experienced in the game. This one you have to spend a lot of time working towards. Going to the in-game stuff, in-game currency, you can go here, and you can see you can purchase GC for different amounts of money. I've got this. I recently purchased it because I got Christmas money, thank you Nana, and I was able to purchase this. There was also a boost for a little bit. They sometimes give off, like, they had a Black Friday bonus, which allowed you to get a little bit extra GC, or a little bit cheaper, something along those lines. Most people end up usually getting either the $15 or $30 package, or they go for the full out $100 package, just because those are some of the more popular ones. If you're going to get started and you really feel the need to pay, don't go straight to this. See if you like the game. Definitely pay for, I'd say, if you're just starting, this will get you most of what you want when you first start, so I'd recommend the 15 if you do feel the need to pay. When you first start, I would not recommend paying, though. You can see your different stats if you go to your character profile, qualifications, time played. As you can see, I no lifed this. Events, which is the events for the month. Stats, you can see your stats, core, and lifetime. You can see your weapon proficiency, which is right here, and the leaderboard, not too important. I'm probably going to play Specialist this match when we find a match. Sometimes queues do take a while, sometimes you find it in like 5 seconds, it all just depends. I'll be using this gun. At this point we just wait for a match, see what we can get. Probably the final thing I haven't mentioned, as far as I'm concerned, I can think of, would be the Athena Armory Access Pass. This will allow you to, in-store, get some weapons that are exclusive to Athena Armory Access members. So this just gives you a bunch of different things. This has the Tier 5 inserts, which is one thing I don't like right now, because if you pay for that, you can get that. You also have the option of some exclusive weapons. Right now, that would be the War Weapons and the Ghost Recon Future Soldier weapons. Again, they're all camoed, and they have different abilities. You also have a gifting function, so I'm going to just do this for example. You're welcome, Chris. I'm going to gift you a bronze mystery box to... where are you? Just for the purpose of showing, I'm going to gift this to... if I can find him. Chris, where are you? Stop hiding, Chris. Chris. I'm going to gift one to Mike so that he doesn't feel left out. You're welcome, buddies. Hopefully they get something good. And I can in fact ask them in the fire team chat. So then they'll send a message shortly, hopefully. They actually see that. You can buy random crates for different things. And then this is just the store. There's bundles, which allows you to buy groups of you can buy different packs for different icons, which you can buy, or you can get via clan. You can purchase, for example, these two I got from purchasing, or you can get qualifications. All right, Chris got frags, which is the nades. And then you can also get, let's see what else they have under bundles. They have different starter bundles. Again, this is like one of the things I recommend. You get, if you do decide to pay, recommend this just because it's something you start off with. And then there's different, for example, here's the camo specialist weapons, splinter cell specialist weapons. Going to, let's see what else there is. Here's the devices. This is where you purchase your devices. You can also buy your squad support here. And then when you buy here, you can choose which ones you want. Here you have consumables. You have the XP and RP boost. This is if you want to progress through the game faster. Just a little bit. This will help you level up faster with the experience. And you get a little bit of extra RP, which is the in-game currency that you get just from playing. You can have 25% or 50%. And if you join the Athena Armory Access, you can get 100%. There's the grenades. Special ammo. Most controversial in the game for me. Other than armor. Because what this is, it's a pure upgrade with boosted damage. You get a little bit less control, but it's almost not noticeable, and you purchase it 5 rounds at a time. If I show you, I'm going to show you, I have it on, let's see what weapon I have it on. I'm going to show you on the general weapon. I think I have it on this. Yeah. I was messing around with this. So on this weapon, it does 28 damage per shell with that. However, when I use it without, I get 24. That's a 4% damage increase, which is a large amount on shotguns. And it's definitely a pure upgrade. One of the most controversial things in the game. Where was I? Consumables, armor up. Going back to the armor upgrades. And then storage. I currently have 113 storage. I've used 80 of it. This is where you keep all your weapons, your sights, your armor, all that stuff. I find I don't need to buy it because I don't have a ton of extra stuff. Because I try to get rid of a lot of stuff as soon as I get it, because I don't feel the need to have it. What else is there? I think I'm pretty much it. Oh, this is kind of important. We have the Athena ranking system. When you first start, you'll probably be one of these three. This is how the ranking system works in the game. Right now, Kazu Japs is #1 from the Face Clan. You start off with these 4. You're going to work your way up from Lieutenant all the way to General. Did Mike leave? Yep, he did. Alright, so I think that's about it. I'm going to start the queue again. So, going back to the ranking, there's 5-star, General, and as you work your way down to not quite so good people, 4-star or less pay to win, because like it's based off also how much, like, your different weapons you have. It's based off how many you have. It's based off of just your performance in games. So those use their nades a lot and their magnum ammo a lot end up usually being higher position. I know for a fact that some of these people in the top 10, I won't mention any names, but I know they use a lot of nades every single game, and they use a lot of magnum ammo. Like, they have to have it every round. I personally do not use that unless I get it in crates, and I never use magnum ammo. I just throw it on a gun and never look at it again. So right now right now I'm 3-star General. I'm usually hovering between this and 4-star General. It just depends on how I do in games and how my team does. It's based off how you do personally, kills, deaths, your performance score-wise, along with how your team does. You could do really bad, but if your team carries you, you might go up ranks. If you do really good, but your team stinks, you might go down ranks. It's definitely a work in progress. It used to actually show you how many points you had, and how many you would go up and down, which caused a lot of issues. They also don't show it in game like they used to, which would make a lot of rage quitters. I'm just trying to get concerned about how long the queue is. Is there a lot of people online? No. I'm trying to think of what else I can say. I feel like I'm missing something big. Yes, they have sales with everything. They're gonna have sales like right now. They're having the Christmas one, the armors, gifting function. I think that's about it. So hopefully we find a game soon, because I'm starting to run out of stuff to say. Stats, you can look at core and advanced. Very straightforward. I think that's about it. That's about it. I just think maybe you might want to see this a little bit more, because I have a feeling this is going to be one of the more popular things. Ooh, that you guys might like that. You can break the firing range. Just a little fun thing to do if you're messing around. You climb up to the highest point in the firing range if I stop failing. This is actually a good way to practice your sniping. If you get up to this highest point, you sprint and then press control right at the end, which will prone you. You can get out of this little circle barrier right here. You can break free, which will allow you to run around in the firing range. I recommend doing this for one main thing, which would be getting really nice shots on difficult people. So let's see who might be difficult to get from this area. If you can see, like from here, I could easily shoot them. If I shot from that barrier. T, if you have the laser designator, marks like that. You'd be able to shoot this guy, I'm blind, fairly easily right there. However, because I'm here, I'm going to make it even more challenging for myself. If I can. I don't think I can from that spot. How about here? That blocks it. No. I just like messing around and trying to challenge myself with difficult shots. Here we go, this is a challenge. So I can barely see him. I try to just get headshots on him. This is a good thing to try when you first start sniping in the game, is to kind of just see where you are in terms of sniping. That was horrible, I'm sorry. Recon is not my main class. My main class is specialist, if I haven't mentioned. So I just try to get little difficult challenging shots and see if I can get headshots on people. I don't know how that wasn't. Just kind of fun to mess around in the firing range. This queue's starting to get concerning. I don't know. You can see a bunch of people, other gameplays. For example, one was Chris Immortal, one of the people I was playing to play with. You can look up Mirigro, M-I-R-I-G-R-O. They also have RP per that person. I believe his name is James. He gives a video where it shows RP per game and how long it takes to get to end game, where you have every single tier weapon. Oh, here we go. We found a match finally. Looks like you are going to get to see some. Let's see, some other people you can check out. Lethal Tactics. So Lethal Tactics, and then LTX, I believe. UberDude957. I'm just naming a couple of people you can look up on YouTube if you want to get a little bit further information on this game. Because I've played a long time, I know who would be good. Yeah, I gotta switch the spec. You cannot change your class in-game, you're stuck with whatever you get. For this game, I'm going to show you kind of a lower tier weapon. This is a tier 3 M249 Para. Probably my favorite out of the tier 3 shotgun. Sure, why not? There's no real downside to being part of a fire team, other than you might get stuck with them if you forget to leave. You cannot enter their firing range during this time that you found a match. And now we just wait to load up. Here's the ping. You have green, yellow, or red ping. Pretty straightforward. Pretty much you do not want to have red ping because it's going to both hurt you and the enemies. You want to try to hopefully have green ping. That's one of the better things. If you type in \TM on, you can see your ping, which right now mine is 61 apparently. I also have my FPS, which right now is 48, 53, 51. It's a little bit low for me. You have a warm-up, which is a 1 minute 30 seconds. However, load-in time for me it takes up about 30 seconds, leaving me with a minute of warm-up. During this time, I can just run around, explore the map. Good thing to do when you first start is to kind of explore the map. Here's a blackout ability. That's what it does. He cannot shoot me, and I can shoot him if I'm not terrible. And then here's... oh, hello. That's another version of the Tier 3, the Mark 46 Mod 0. That would be Chris Immortal's favorite Tier 3, I believe, actually. I'm going to throw in device recharge because it goes with blackout. Also, maximize my map because that's a personal thing. I like to have it maximized so I can see pretty much the entire map where my team is, if anything is exposed, etc. You'll notice I now have cooldown time because I used it during warm-up. However, when I get into the game, it'll be full again. Because
can you guys hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you. Hopefully that won't be too bad.
Guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
So we're gonna head to A. It looks like our team's fairly split, so this probably won't be too good. Let's see where they are. Alright. So this game, if you couldn't tell yet, is third-person based cover system. If I go up to this cover, I can slide in, be a little bit more accurate. Holy crap, it's been a long time since I've used this gun. You have a sniper top left.
Wow,
So, as I go, I often do this because it allows me to see around the corner a little bit better.
Going upstairs.
And then when I ADS, it will switch to first person.
He's down. Right side on point, 8.
So I see a bunch of guys coming using my third person capability. Yeah, there's not much to. That was a heat ability being used on me. Notice how sometimes I was kind of like wiggling around. During that time I cannot shoot, which is a little bit of a pain. If we look, we can also see our team's abilities. I can see we have 4 Recons, which is a lot. And 2 of them are using Cloak, 2 of them are using Oracle. I'd rather have more Oracle just because it helps me out. I usually use Oracle because it helps our team out more than just helping me out. The grid is where you cap the point.
Watch out, the sniper on the left side. Lowsy.
Oh, hello. That would be a spaz. If you look up, nope, I was too late.
If you're going on the,
Here you can see
A
your
side all
damage
the way back,
taken,
the left
where
side
you
is
got shot
the
from,
right.
who shot you, and you can see your damage dealt. As you can see, I dealt a bunch of bullets to our grins and major havoc. I think major, no. You can also tell if you tab who's dead by having the little skull next to their ping. You can also tell your score. If you look at the bottom, KD, captures, attacks. Attacks is when you get kills while on the point, while you're attacking. Defense, same, but if you're defending.
But I just fell through the map.
You fell through?
Or off, too.
So right now I can see they have 3 dead. You can also tell when they respawn. That was really dumb of me. I should not have run in that situation. Thankfully, it looks like our teammate Donut Sniper got him. Kill feeds to the top right, along with the capture points. This game mode is, I believe this one's called Conquest, although I'm not entirely sure. No, it's on. Wait. This is a game mode, I forget, it's either Conquest or Onslaught, where you have points A and B, and then later on, if you cap all those points, C gets unlocked. Your goal is to cap all the points. If you're attacking, defend all the points. If you're defending, you cannot recap points, and the 2 maps for this are Korolev Towers, which we are currently on, and Shearwater 51.
On this side, there was one.
Both of them have 2 points on the left and right, A and B, which later go on to a further down C. Look at the map on the bottom left, it's all the way down there. I use one of my 2
Oh my
nades.
god, you gotta push one of these points.
C still looking.
Behind you, right there.
Dang it, I almost got away from that spaz. Spaz is one of the more powerful shotguns in the game. I'm also going to show you what else do I have that's low tier they might like. This is a really good shotgun, especially when you first start out. I definitely would recommend if you find yourself liking shotguns, when you first start out, you won't progress in the tiers, but this is probably the best early shotgun in the game. So definitely get this. It's the M500 SV. It's a sniper variant, which probably is what makes it so powerful, because you're able to shoot people from ranges with high damage.
Watch that flank for me, guys. I got flank.
Hitting him with heat up on the ramp.
Cloaker. That was the sound of a cloak being activated. That's how I know it was there. That sound of enemy blackout.
Watch that flank, what's that?
That was just bad. My mouse fell off my desk. Alright, so if you notice, we were capping point right as the game ended, so they give us some overtime time to try to cap it. I believe it's 120 seconds. You just gotta try to cap it in that time. Usually, you don't end up capping it, unfortunately, but sometimes you end up getting lucky. I'm gonna try using this shotgun. It's Model 10A SP, which is probably, I'd say, the best out of the Model 10A ones that anyone can get, without having to wait for a camo to come out. Camo guns, all of them have different abilities. Some of them are higher damage, some of them are better control. There's a guy right there. Yeah, I don't expect. Oh, I hit him. I'm just gonna run from that gunfight because I'm not gonna win that. So I'm just gonna show you, like, for example, one of the camo guns. I have the Para Jungle, and then if I compare that to the Para Regular, you'll notice it has lower damage and lower accuracy, but higher control. Some of them it's not very significant, the difference. Some of them it's major significant. Like, it's a huge difference. And the reason I'm wiggling, as it's called, is it allows me to see around the corner a little bit better. Can also peek all the way around and kind of break cover. It's just an option. So that was us attacking. We unfortunately did not do good. Team did not do very well. But that's okay. We can do our best to defend this round. Probably won't be able to defend just because the way the first round went. Excuse me. Sorry this is a little bit long, but this game is definitely a difficult game to learn. It has a very steep learning curve, especially with the cover-based system. The issue with it is no one knows how to use it when they first start. You want to be one of the first people to understand how to use that cover-based system. If you can figure that out, you're going to be way ahead of the learning curve when you first start. If you figure that out, you're all set. If you find that you're going against people who don't use it, you'll find yourself in a better situation. You'll get a lot more kills with a lot less deaths. Not knowing it is definitely a disadvantage. You're not going to be able to counter... I can't speak. You're not going to be able to do a lot against it. So they have a guy watching their flanks, which is smart. I have to take out a better weapon if I want to beat these guys. I'll do this one more time, give it one more shot.
I'm gonna try to flank beat.
They have a guy watching flank. Oh, hello. So we lost that point. You'll notice it's red. It does not have the little box around it, which means it cannot be capped by us.
I've never lost the first.
At this point, I'm just going to watch flank for us. So really a couple quick questions. Yes, this game is free to play, as you can probably tell since it's on Steam. It says free. However, it's what I'd like to call... what is it? Pay to progress, which means if I decide to pay money, I can progress by buying weapons faster and sneaking my way through all the tiers. That's just an option you don't have to do, where you can easily get through the game while purchasing stuff, normally using the RP. I personally did it up to when they started the tier system, because before that they did it based off level. You'll notice I'm level 30 in all classes at the start. Now, it's just determining whether you're in beginner bracket or not. If you find yourself in the beginner bracket, you can do that up to level 5 on any one class. As soon as you break level 5, though, you can no longer be in that. At which point you're going to be going against anyone. The game will try to skill you against people of similar skill levels, but there's no guarantee about that. And that's one issue with inserts. If you'll notice, he has 165 health, 25 more. That's the best armor, arguably the best inserts. I was doing 11 damage to him, and if we remember, this is a base damage of 24. He's mitigating over 50% of it. That's insane. That's definitely an issue within the game. Look in the bottom left, you'll also see that my team has a lot of skulls, which means we probably just got wiped. And they're probably going to get to see very quickly. If you'll notice, someone just pinged, and we can actually see that.
Right side on point.
Overall, I'd say this game is very fun to play. It's difficult to start off. However, once you learn how to play, that was my bad. Once you learn how to play, it's a lot of fun to do. Eventually, it does get a little bit boring, but I got past that phase. I'm going to show you one of the most powerful weapons in the game now. It's a tier 9, which they just came out with. I got it because I'm a specialist and I kind of needed to get it. Because it's a complete upgrade pretty much to one of my guns I already own. So I'm going to do one last rush. Oh, looks like Buddy Dog's got something there.
You got point back.
Nice job, Buddy Dog. I think that was the guy's name. Nice job, Aaron. You notice when they die, they have white bodies. Sometimes that's a little glitchy. Sometimes it still shows them as they're red or blue, depending on if they're your team or enemy team. But more often than not, they'll turn white. In fact, it's only a couple times that I see it not happen. Also, you'll notice that I just thought to say this. Enter cover by pressing spacebar. When you enter, it shows you different buffs you get. 60% control, 20% accuracy, and 50% stability. This all changes based off what cover you're using. One there, Olympian. Nice. They do have a ceremonious. Also with the laser, you can see it's a green laser. If I use it and I hover over a body, let's see.
At least got the one.
Oh, that was evil. If you notice when I got over it, it boxed him and it showed his name. If you notice, when I did that, I slid and said 1.2 seconds. That's the ready time of this weapon. All weapons have different ready times. Usually shotguns and SMGs have lower ready times than LMGs and ARs, which are very bulky, and sniper rifles.
He's around the corner, Joe.
So there's a reload time, which is shown by reloading, and it says this is about 6 seconds. I think this is the longest reload in the game, actually. I'm pretty sure. Alright. They have one guy pushing left. So we have the countdown on the top right.
At the top of the stairs.
Very straightforward.
Right
Also, points. I already brought that up. Bottom right, you can see my guns. 1 to primary, 2 to pistol, 3 to nade, and also scroll wheel. Those can all be altered. I'm trying to think of anything else I might have missed. I'm pretty sure that's all of it. It's mostly game mechanics, most of the stuff in store, all the basic stuff. Pretty sure that's all of it. Yeah, any questions, I guess leave it in the comments if this actually gets seen. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry this took so long, but it's somewhat of a complicated game, especially when you first start. There's lots of small parts to it. You might want to know. Have a good day.